This setup is just so cute. I'm really enjoying the Kin Sunshine. This is one of the better flavors. It's good. Has a little bit of caffeine in it. It does give you, really does give you like a little pep. It tastes like, they're expensive. It tastes like Sunny D, but with bubbles. Just like Sunny D. Sponsor. Oh God, I have to be careful now, I feel like, what I say on. I feel like I can't say it, because I'm like, I don't know, I really just felt like making a YouTube video right now. And I was like, what could I do? I was like, I don't want to do anything. Maybe I should just talk. And then now that I have a little desk, you know, just it's a kitchen table, but it's gonna be used as a desk because let's be honest, like when I eat on the go or out. Okay. So I was actually thinking maybe that I should do a YouTube video on what I learned working retail for 6 months, like the energetics behind retail and sales and stuff like that. So I do feel like I learned a lot. If we're gonna go back in time, I actually did work retail when I was in high school. It was my first job. Cute, at like a cute little children's boutique that sold like designer, like we sold Fendi. Okay, the store's changed now, but we sold like Baby Dior, Fendi, like what else? I feel like there was other, what were that? Galliano, that was a big one. And the thing about European kid sizes is they run big. And so back then I fit into a size, they did sizes 14 and sizes 16 sometimes, like Galliano did a size 16 for like 16-year-olds. So I was 17 at the time. So yeah, I would fit in like the 14s and 16s. It was crazy. So I would buy, it's like half the price of like design, well, a third of the price of like designer. For example, Galliano leggings were like 200 bucks. Fendi dresses like 300, which amazing. Just the thing is, not for kids because they grow out of it after one wear. Anyway, yeah, so that didn't really count because I was in survival mode as a teenager working with adults. I was just trying to get through the day. I was actually good at selling, but I was just trying to be liked by everyone, you know, as a teenager. I do recommend though, like if I ever have kids, I will definitely make them get like a sales job, like an easy retail job, something like that when they're in high school, because it teaches you how to be not afraid of adults. Like that's the biggest thing I got from it, was I gained so much confidence. Okay, so for example, when I first started working there, like I was always a shy kid to begin with. So it was like, no one, like when you're a kid, like no one teaches you how to like connect with adults. And I mean, I always had aunts. I wasn't like that bad with adults because I always had aunts that I hung out with and stuff when I was younger, but I don't know. And I always liked to like sit where the adults were talking, you know, and just listen as a kid. But I feel like I was definitely like a really shy kid. So when I started working retail at like 17 years old, like it was like intimidating for me to say hi when people walked in the store. And so I really had to get out of my comfort zone and like force myself to like say hi and like engage with everyone. Especially since it was a store where like not everything was like easy to sell, you know? Like you really had to be like, you really have to be good at sales to sell a $300 dress to a 7-year-old, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll start with like easy tips if we're making them up as we go. I wanted to like write them down and then I was like, no, I want to record right now. Okay. So tip number 1, I would say 80 or maybe 70% of people want your help. 30% of people don't want your help, and they like know what they want already. And you kind of have to be good at reading people, because if you come on like too strong, then you're gonna like annoy people and like scare them away, because they'll feel like they have to buy something, or they won't come back, or some people are just too shy to like ask for your help. So you have to really know the difference. Like you have to, I like to like engage in conversation just a little bit before like I go in with the sales. And the thing is, it's not even really sales. It's like you have to genuinely love helping people. You have to be genuinely excited if someone is buying a new dress from you, because they'll feel that energy, and then they're more likely to buy it if like you're excited for them to have a product, because you know they're gonna love it, you know, or you know it looks great on them. And so that's like the whole energy and like mindset you have to have while going into it and like doing sales, because it's like people, I feel like if they're like worried about like, oh, I have to like hit a certain number and stuff like that, then people can feel it. You can just feel it right when you walk in the store. Tip number 2, you have to be 100% completely honest with people, but in a soft way. Okay, so you don't have to like speak with flowers or like beat around the bush. If something doesn't look good on someone, you can genuinely say, I don't think that looks good on you at all. But because people actually like to hear it, you know. If you don't think something is right for someone, like tell them. Like if, you know, like if they're like in between something and they're like, oh, I don't know if I like want to spend $300 on this jacket, you know. Ask them where they live. Like if they live in Arizona and it's like almost summertime, you can be like, yeah, you don't need to buy like a $300 jacket then, you know, because it puts people like, it makes people think like, oh, she's not just trying to push something and sell something. So then they trust you when you are like really excited about something and want them to buy something, and then they'll buy it. Make sense? Oh, I am not great at explaining things. I'm currently working on my vocabulary. How am I working on it? I'm doing nothing to work on it, except for just keeping it aware. I need to hang out with someone who has a good vocabulary, because then I'll catch on to it, because I tend to copy words that my friends say anyway. And then I always hang out with people that talk like, that speak like me, and they're like, oh my God, I literally cannot, like I literally can't, like, or like literally dead. Okay, anyway. What's another tip? So if you're slow and like no one's coming in the store, it's definitely, no, I got 10 on my new table. It's definitely all on energy. However, like it really is all on you, because when people walk into a store, the store kind of like morphs into whatever energy or whatever vibe you're in. So if like you have a weird vibe, the store is going to have a weird vibe to it. Okay, if you're like disconnected that day, the store is going to feel disconnected. So the best way, like a great tip for like moving the energy in a space, if like you're getting slow and you're getting tired and like notice that the energy is kind of down in the store, change the music. And then tip number 2 is change music to something you like, even if you don't think customers are gonna like it, because it's about you, the salesperson, feeling good. Because if you feel good, customers are gonna feel good, the store is gonna feel good. So it really is all about you that day. So I always, like, instead of going on your phone and stuff, because that's just gonna drain you, it's gonna drain the vibe right out of the room, like organize and like rearrange the store. Because I swear 10 minutes into it, right when you start getting like really into it, customers are going to come flowing in, and then you're going to be annoyed that customers are flowing in, because you're going to be like, wait, I just got like so into a task, you know, like I'm organizing right now, guys. So yeah, that's a good energy tip. And then what else? You kind of have to match the energy the other person is giving you. You definitely have to be centered in your own energy, first of all. Because if you start like attaching to other people and letting them, like any customer can bring you down in a sec. No matter what people say, it's not good to become friends with customers. You have to keep a wall up a little bit, because anyone at any time can then take you down. Like if you have an annoying customer, you really have to know how to like disconnect and not let people bring you up or bring you down. So people who like, there are people who like want to come in and like want to be your best friend and stuff and get like really excited. You kind of have to still put on like a professional front and not let things get too deep, because anything can go wrong like at any second, you know, because you just met the person, like you don't really know. Even if it's like a ongoing customer, like a person that comes in all the time, like don't become friends with them, because it makes things like really messy, you know, because then you feel like you owe them a discount, maybe, things like that. And it's just better to keep it professional. And then no matter what, like if you want them to stay a customer, you know. Okay, I think goals are like really important when working retail, and if your company doesn't have goals for you, then you have to like create them yourself. For example, like I genuinely enjoyed working retail, so I had goals set for myself. But I think if I were to like own my own like clothing boutique, I would have goals for my employees that were attainable, and give them some kind of reward. I'm trying to think of what kind of reward I would do. If I just made this up, by the way. If I had like 2-week goals, I think I would do something like different every week, right? Like I wouldn't have it be the same every week. Like I would say the first person to sell 10 pairs of jeans this week, or like in 2 weeks, gets their own pair of jeans, or you get 50% off a pair of jeans, or yeah, like buy them like a cookie or something like that. Like you can make the prize different every time too. You have to find a way for employees to also like work for themselves, you know. Makes them more accountable at their job, and it makes them feel like they're working towards something rather than working for someone else, you know, by giving them goals, I think, because then they'll have like more heart in your business.